For decades, the rule of thumb has been to keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. But here's the question people are starting to ask. If AI can change an entire industry in a year, is 3 to 6 months still enough for an emergency fund? Or are we using a rule that was built for a slower world? Because today, layoffs can happen faster. Industries can shift overnight. And some skills that were valuable last year are already being automated. So the real question isn't just how much should you save, it's how much protection do you actually need in an AI-driven economy? And if the pace of change keeps accelerating, should your safety net grow with it? Hey, I'm Larry, a semi-retired electrician who's figured out simple money systems that actually work. If you want practical stuff like this every week, hit subscribe. And stick around, because I've got a free gift for you at the end that'll help you set this up in about 10 minutes. Now, let's get back to your safety net. The reason this conversation matters right now is because technology is changing how stable jobs really are. AI tools are improving fast. Companies are becoming more efficient. And entire workflows are being redesigned around automation. Now, that doesn't mean jobs disappear overnight. But it does mean the ground under certain careers can shift much faster than it used to. And when income becomes less predictable, your financial safety net becomes more important than ever. So having an emergency fund isn't just about accidents anymore. It's about resilience and giving yourself options when the unexpected happens. Now let's talk about how much protection actually makes sense in an AI world. Let's start with step 1. What the traditional rule was actually designed for. The classic advice has always been 3 to 6 months of expenses. Not income, expenses. That means the amount you need to survive if your paycheck disappeared tomorrow. This includes essentials like your rent or mortgage, groceries, insurance, utilities, transportation, and all the other bills that keep your life running. The idea behind the rule was simple. If you lost your job, 3 to 6 months gave you enough time to find another one without falling into debt. It wasn't meant to make you wealthy. It was meant to give you breathing room. And for many decades, that worked pretty well. People changed jobs less frequently. Industries evolved more slowly. And the skills people learned early in their careers often stayed relevant for a very long time. But today, the pace of change is different. Technology moves faster. Companies restructure faster. And entire business models can shift in just a few years. So the 3 to 6 month rule isn't wrong, but it was designed for a world where job transitions were usually shorter and more predictable. Which leads to the next question. What actually determines whether 3 months is enough or dangerously low? Step 2. Understand how stable your income really is. Not all jobs carry the same level of risk. Some income streams are incredibly stable. If you work in healthcare, infrastructure, utilities, or essential services, demand for those roles tends to stay consistent, even during economic downturns. But other careers are more sensitive to technological change. Fields that rely on repetitive analysis, content production, administrative tasks, or standardized processes are already being influenced by AI tools. Now, that doesn't mean those careers disappear. What usually happens instead is something much more subtle. Companies start needing fewer people to do the same amount of work. Or the skill requirements change quickly. And when that happens, job transitions can take longer. Because workers aren't just competing for openings. They're also adapting to new tools and new expectations. So your emergency fund isn't just about paying bills. It's about buying time. Time to search for the right opportunity. Time to update your skills. Time to avoid making rushed financial decisions under pressure. And once you start thinking about your savings as time instead of just money, the next step becomes clearer. Step 3. Build your emergency fund around time, not just a number. Instead of blindly following the 3 to 6 month rule, ask a better question. If you lost your income today, how long would it realistically take to replace it? For some people, that answer might still be 3 months. Certain trades, technical roles, and specialized professions still have very strong demand. But for many professionals, 6 months is a more realistic transition period. Because replacing income isn't just about finding a job. It's about finding the right job that keeps your career moving forward. Recruiting cycles can be slow. Hiring decisions can stretch out. And sometimes it takes time to find the right position instead of just the first available one. In fast-changing industries, that transition can take even longer. Because workers might need to learn new tools, gain certifications, or reposition their skills in the job market. That's why many financial planners today suggest thinking in tiers. 3 months of expenses is the minimum safety net. 6 months is a strong buffer. 9 to 12 months is where many people start to feel genuine financial breathing room, especially in industries where change happens quickly. But here's the important part. The goal isn't to build the biggest emergency fund possible. The goal is to build enough protection that stress doesn't control your decisions. And that leads to something many people underestimate. Step 4. Recognize the psychological power of a real safety net. When your savings are low, every financial decision starts to feel urgent. You feel pressure to solve problems immediately. Pressure to accept the first job offer that comes along. Pressure to sell investments at the wrong time. Pressure to take on debt just to keep things running. And those decisions often come from fear, not strategy. But when you have a strong emergency fund behind you, something interesting happens. Your behavior changes. You think more clearly. You negotiate better. You can take time to evaluate opportunities instead of jumping at the first option. And that psychological shift is incredibly valuable, especially in the modern economy, because career transitions are becoming more common. People are switching industries more frequently, learning new tools throughout their careers, adapting to technologies that didn't exist just a few years ago. An emergency fund gives you the runway to make those adjustments without financial panic. Which leads directly to the final step. Step 5. Think of your emergency fund as career insurance. Most people think about insurance in terms of physical assets: your house, your car, your health. But your most valuable financial asset is actually your ability to earn income, your career. Over your lifetime, that earning power can generate millions of dollars. And yet, many people protect that income with only a few weeks of savings. In a world where technology is reshaping industries faster than ever, that's a risky position to be in. New tools will continue to change how businesses operate. Automation will keep improving. And entire job categories will evolve over time. That doesn't mean the future is something to fear. In fact, the AI economy will create incredible opportunities. But it does mean adaptability becomes one of the most important financial skills you can have. And adaptability requires time. Time to learn, time to adjust, time to pivot if necessary. That's what an emergency fund provides. Without it, even a small disruption can become a crisis. With it, disruptions become manageable. And when you view your savings through that lens, the purpose of an emergency fund becomes much clearer. It isn't just a pile of cash. It's a buffer between you and uncertainty. It's the financial space that allows you to adapt when the world changes. And in an economy driven by rapid technological progress, that kind of resilience is incredibly valuable. And that brings us to the full Larry's Ladder lesson, your complete climb step by step. Step 1. Understand what the 3 to 6 month rule was designed for. Step 2. Evaluate how stable your income really is. Step 3. Adjust your emergency fund timeline to match today's job market. Step 4. Recognize the psychological power of a strong safety net. Step 5. Treat your emergency fund as protection for your earning power. The real advantage of financial discipline isn't just money in the bank. It's stability in an unstable world. Technology will keep evolving, industries will keep shifting. But when your financial foundation is solid, you're free to adapt instead of react. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical steps that keep your money climbing the ladder. And I'd love to hear your perspective in the comments. How many months of expenses do you personally feel comfortable keeping as a safety net? Oh, and remember that free gift I mentioned? It's a simple one-page emergency fund template, my Larry's Ladder guide, that walks you through calculating the perfect amount for your own life. It's in the description, totally free, no strings attached. Download it today, and you can have everything dialed in within about 10 minutes. And if you want to see the budgeting system that actually makes saving this money easier, watch my Cash Stuffing for Beginners video next. That's the method that helps a lot of people build their emergency fund. And remember, if this electrician can do it, so can you.